How does a billionaire pay zero income taxes, zero estate taxes, and zero capital gains taxes? There isn't any difference in a billionaire getting his taxes to zero as it is for anyone else, for that matter. But both will more than likely have to move to accomplish this. And if you're a U.S. citizen and a billionaire, you're probably going to have to give up your U.S. citizenship. Persons from other high-tax countries other than the African country of entry, which tax is based on citizenship also, would need to break their residency ties to detax them from that country. You have to remember that just moving you and your assets offshore will not necessarily solve your tax issue. In fact, in some cases, you can actually pay more taxes. There is a strategy in doing this, and you need to go by the strategy or you're not going to be successful. If you ask your accountant in your high-tax country, wherever you live, how to get your income taxes to zero, no matter what your income is, he's just going to look at you and either tell you that you can't do it, or the other answer he'll tell you is the only way you can get it to zero is just don't make any money. I mean, these are the type of answers that you're going to get. Your accountant's never going to give you the facts I'm actually going to give you because of several reasons. Number one is he's probably never done it himself because he's living in a high-tax country himself, so he's never experienced it himself. So more than likely, he's not going to tell you how to do it. And in his own opinion, if he knew how to do it, more than likely he's going to think it's so irrational that no one in their right mind is going to go through the steps to accomplish it. And number two is, if he does not know how to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, which most of them don't, this is the problem that you run into in most cases, and this is especially done for U.S. citizens. In fact, most accountants have never even filled out a foreign overseas tax exclusion form and would much rather have advised or have knowledge on relinquishing U.S. citizenship. They just don't have basic knowledge on relinquishing citizenship in the U.S. because it's just so rare. And these are the things that you just don't run across people that have good experience in this. And if he did know how to advise you, he would probably be so negative on it because he knows if you move and then never pay income taxes anymore, you probably won't need him anymore to do your taxes. And that's a real negative because that's not going to help his business. As I've mentioned on other videos, tax-deferred pensions like IRAs, 401ks, SEP accounts, money purchase plans, KEO plans, ESOP programs, they're never going to get your income taxes to zero because the government of all these tax countries have devised these programs where your limitations for tax deductions are so minimum that you're never going to get your taxes to zero by using them. In this video, I'm going to actually carefully give you a structure on where you can get these taxes to zero, but you need to follow these steps or it's not going to work. Also, if you want to learn more how to legally get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 3 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button to the right of your screen right here. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And don't forget to hit the notification bell just to the right of the subscribe button. And number 2 is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below and I'll get back with you to see what I can do to solve whatever problem you've got. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit the button at the top of the home page that says Apply with Us and fill out the questions, and then hit the button at the bottom of the page that says Send it to us so we can help you get started. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment and residency by investment countries I think you'd be interested in learning about all over the world. Okay, now these are the steps that you would need to follow to actually get your taxes to zero, even if you're a billionaire. Number 1 is you're going to need to move yourself and your business outside your high tax country to either a territorial tax system or a pure tax haven. If you're a U.S. citizen and you're a billionaire, you're more than likely you're going to have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship. If you're a resident from a high tax country that taxes worldwide income, you'll need to do whatever is necessary to break those residency ties, to break your tax ties to that country. Every country is different on that. Number 2 is if you're running a business, you're going to need to be running the business outside of where your country is located if that country has a territorial tax system. Otherwise, you're going to need to be in a pure tax haven that doesn't have an income tax or if it's a corporation in a country that doesn't have a corporate income tax. Number 3 is look for safe banks where you can save money, either with a floating rate or letting your money be tied up, whereby there is no tax on that interest income in the bank account there. Number 4 is if you invest in real estate, make sure that you're in a country where you buy properties that don't have an income tax on rental income. In most cases, territorial tax countries will not offer that. You would have to buy your properties in a pure tax-saving country to accomplish this. And number 5 is if you invest in a pure tax haven to buy properties, pick a tax haven where the properties are the lowest. That way you get more bang for your buck. If you take the pure tax haven countries in the Caribbean, such as St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos, and the Bahamas, St. Kitts property prices and Nevis, especially St. Kitts, are the lowest, with some that I have sold as little as $400 per square meter. Now, the properties are easier to resell in St. Kitts than they are in Nevis. I've got a separate video on that. I'm not going to get into that. You can look at that video. And number 6 that you need to follow is you need to invest in equities in countries that have a 0 withholding tax on dividends. There are 21 countries at the present time that offer this tax relief on dividends as far as the withholding tax goes. This is where you should be searching to get that tax relief at the current time. If you don't know, what you're doing, you could be paying more taxes offshore than you would onshore. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you buy Nestle stock that's in Switzerland, that's a Swiss stock, and you've already moved offshore, it's not going to help you because Switzerland will inflict a 35% withholding tax. So, in that case, you're going to pay more in withholding taxes by investing in Switzerland than if you probably were in the U.S. paying taxes on brackets, because that 35% doesn't have brackets. It's on everything, okay? So you got to have knowledge when you go offshore to do this. You don't have to worry about capital gains taxes on equities once you go offshore, because I don't know of any country in the world that inflicts a capital gains tax on foreigners. So that, that's totally wiped out. If you're a billionaire and you stick to this formula, you can get your taxes to 0. You just need to take this, study it, and if you want good advice on this, you can work through our company. We'd be glad to help you out in showing you how to do this. And if you want to learn more on how to legally get your taxes to 0 or how to get a second passport as quick as 3 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen here. You'll get new videos automatically. And don't forget to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below and I'll be glad to get back with you and help solve whatever problem you got. And go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit the button at the top of the home page that says Apply with Us. Fill out the questions and then hit that button at the bottom that says Send it to us so we can help you get started. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment and residency by investment countries that I think you'd be interested in learning about. And thanks for watching. I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.